What's going on, guys? Jesse Haynes here with CardLines.com, and I'm back for another look at the eBay Vault. Remember, CardLines has teamed up with eBay to show how the Vault works to potential users and customers. It's an awesome service from eBay, so we want to make sure that everybody knows how to get the most out of the free service. Thus far, we've talked about an overview of the Vault, we've talked about buying cards with the Vault, and we've talked about eBay's authenticity guarantee, so please check out our video catalog to find those videos and go on those, further deep dives. Today we're talking about the most important thing yet, how to make money using the eBay Vault. Of course, we're all collectors and we're passionate about sports, but we're also sports card investors that are, trying to pay some bills with our sports card investments. So, with that in mind, we're going to look at the reasons that the eBay Vault is perfect for making card investments. Most of my life, I've grown up, I'm 26, I paid bills, I bought my first car, I've done all this by flipping cards. And usually I've had to do that with bearing in mind that, there's 10-ish% eBay selling fees, there's another 2 to 3% from PayPal fees. There's all these fees. So if you buy a card and you sell it, you're not making as much profit as you would like. The eBay Vault said, wait a minute, let me see what I can do about that. Let's check this example out. So in the olden days, back before the eBay Vault, if you buy a card for $100 and you sell it for $150, selling fees are going to take about 12% or $18, and then you're going to spend, time and effort shipping the card, and let's say that costs $5 out of pocket. So your profit there is $27. Now, let's introduce the Vault and see how it works, because as we've covered in the previous videos, when you use the Vault, you don't pay storage fees, you don't pay selling fees, so that saves you a lot of money. So in this example, in purchase B, this is the eBay Vault purchase, you're buying a card for $100, you send it to the eBay Vault, and you sell it for $150. Since there are no selling fees and there's no out-of-pocket shipping, you're going to profit $50. And it's also worth noting or worth remembering that you spend a lot of time packaging and shipping sports cards. If you sell 4 or 5 a day, it takes a decent amount of time and effort to find those cards, get them all packaged, prepped for shipping, put them in the envelope, whatever. It might take, 5 minutes a card or something, but that time adds up, and it could be half an hour, 45 minutes or so of billable hours, basically, that could be spent doing something else. So in this second scenario with the eBay Vault, you don't have to worry about any of that. eBay takes care of it for you, and that is a beautiful thing. So this video and the accompanying article is about strategies for making money using the eBay Vault. And spoiler alert, nothing that I'm going to cover is a new strategy. These are the 3 main eBay strategies that I've used for years, but thanks to the nature of the Vault and how the payment structure and the fees work, you're at an advantage because you're getting maximum dollars back and you don't have to profit quite as much to warrant the time and effort it takes to flip a card. So the first strategy that I want to talk about here is investing during the off season. Here's an article that we've published about it before that I want to talk through. So basically, the logic here is that wouldn't it be amazing if you were investing in Amazon stock and you knew that you should buy it, like every July and sell it every February? That's not how it works, of course, but that's kind of how sports cards work. In baseball, in basketball, in football, in all of these sports that have a seasonal cycle of in-season, pre-season, off-season, post-season, all those seasons, you can just chart the value of cards over time. And while hopefully they're always going up progressively, they're always following this chart. Here's baseball. If you bought this Mike Trout 2011 rookie update during the during the 2020 season, it was about $3,400. Deep in the off-season, it was about $2,900. And then during spring training and opening day, when the excitement's building for the cards, it cycles back up again. So that's about a 50% jump. This Jason Tatum Prism card, the end of the regular season, this was the 2020 season, this article's a little bit old, it was selling for $2,200. Deep in the off season, it was about $1,800, and then at the height of the next season, it was about $3,200. So you can see that there's nearly a 50% jump across the board. The next strategy here that is pretty interesting is finding cards that end at bad times. And by bad times, I mean, early morning, times that are not prime time. Any time that you're not likely to be on eBay, that's what I would consider a bad time. So, like 2 a.m. to probably 8 a.m., 9 a.m., your time. Those are all times when people are not searching for auctions. They're not necessarily on their phone watching auctions. And if there's auctions that end during those times, there's not as many eyeballs on them, not as many people bidding on them, and therefore you can get them for lower prices just because of the lack of competition. So here is a comparison chart I made with 3 different cards. One of them ended during, like prime time, and one of them ended during an early, awkward morning time. So this Patrick Mahomes Optic Holo, LeBron Marvels insert, Luka Slam Gold insert. The top one is something that ended during a bad time. The bottom one is one that ended during a decent time. And between the 3, the average was about a 30% difference. So if you can find auctions that end in the early morning for the eBay vault, and you can scoop those up, you're going to be paying less for those. Keep in mind they have to be an eligible card, so they have to be valued at over $10 or $50 and graded by a major company. But if you can find something that meets all the criteria, then you're going to be able to make money just by reselling it. And then finally, and most importantly, here's my personal favorite, misspelling eBay names. So the logic here, it makes sense. I've talked about this 1,000 times on CardLines. Basically, if you can find cards where you misspell the player's name, you could buy that card, you could spell the name correctly, and then suddenly it has a much bigger audience of people actually searching for the card, and then you can sell it to a bigger audience for more money. Here's 4 different examples that I did last year. LeBron misspelled, Doncic misspelled, James Harden misspelled, Nikola Jokic misspelled. And if you look at the sales price between all of these, there is about a 40% difference between spelling the name correctly and incorrectly. So how do you find cards that are misspelled? I covered that too. Basically, there's 2 different options. You can search Doncic minus Luka. It'll pull everything that includes the word Doncic but not Luka spelled correctly. So it'll pull a lot of misspelled words for you. Or you can, the other way to do it is put an exact phrase in question marks if you have a name that you know is like typically misspelled. So you can put that exact phrase in question marks and it will pull, or in quotation marks, and it will pull everything, including the word Luka Doncic spelled just like this. So those are our tips for finding those cards. Either way, no matter how you do it, just try to remember those 3 strategies, and remember that the eBay vault is not necessarily helping us reinvent ways to make money. It's just allowing us to make more money by practicing the same strategies and tactics that we've been doing for years to make money flipping cards on eBay. So get out there, find some good cards, vault them, resell them, and pay for your kids' tuition. That's the goal. All right, friends, I don't have kids. I was just letting you know, at some point, that's the goal. Have a good one. Come back for our next look at the eBay Vault. Be sure to subscribe and click the link below to sign up for the eBay Vault yourself so you can start making vast sums of wealth, and they'll know that CardLines sent you.